Welcome to XANDZ. It's Halloween time. We're continuing with some of our favorite movies that we watch this time of year without fail. We're doing a triple review tonight, and it's going to be for Predator. It's going to be for The Cabin in the Woods, and it's going to be for The Thing. I'm X with your Gen X perspective.
I'm Z with your Gen Z perspective.
And we're going to kick it off with Predator, the 1987 classic. It's got Arnold. It's got Apollo Creed.
The Choppa.
It's got Bill Duke. It's got Sonny Landome. It's got Jesse Ventura, Shane Black, and others. Okay? And this is one of the best action alien military movies ever made, if not the best. All right? I'm going to kick it over to Z. I saw this movie in the theater, but what do you think now?
So for such a, mind my words here, old movie, for such an old movie, made in 1987, almost 40 years old at this point, it holds up. The concept of the Predator, it is phenomenal. It holds up. And even the actors, like everything, still modern. You can watch that movie and be like, yeah, that's solid. I'd purchase that. And everything they did in the movie, the world building, and the way they introduce the Predator, it doesn't, when they actually start, when the Predator starts moving in on them, it doesn't come as a shock. Like, they've already set it up so nicely throughout the story, because at first, you have, a military drama movie. It's like, tough guys doing military things, going on a mission into, the jungle, and it's like, okay, I know what kind of movie this is. But along the way, there's an alien, and they do say it's from outer space. There's a non-terrestrial alien that's coming down, and it's going to hunt them. So by the time that it's hunting them, it's like, oh, yes, this is the stuff. So that's what I like about this movie. The fact that they actually set up the movie one way, made it so that you were expecting the twist, and it was solid, and then once you got to the twist, you basically got to the main course, and you're like, wow, perfection. So that's what I liked about this movie, the fact that it holds up. What do you think?
Cool. I think you're onto something there. I think the pacing in this movie is phenomenal. I think that you were never left bored at all, ever throughout this movie. I think that the way that they did start it out grounded in reality, and then slowly introduced the threat, and then you see this creature design we had never seen before,
Something new.
It blew minds. They were really smart to keep this thing invisible for the first half of the movie and then unveil it. And then it's the right amount of action. It's the right amount of gore. It's the right amount of the one-liners here and there in between. Some great action. In the setting in the jungle, you kind of can't beat that. So it's an amazing movie, directed by John McTiernan. If I didn't mention that before, and he's got an amazing filmography. And man, just everything came together for this one, and it is always on our watch list around this time of year, and a couple other times of year too.
Sometimes we're just sitting down and we're like, it's a really good movie. We already know.
Exactly.
So, Predator, 10 out of 10, maybe an 11 out of 10. It is the perfect movie.
It is
truly
a must watch.
It is an iconic classic.
Absolutely.
It is the beginning of every perfection. Not everything. You know what I'm saying.
Everything in the franchise.
Everything in the franchise.
There's a reason they keep trying to, milk it, and they never did go back. Predator 2 is its own movie.
Totally different feel.
Totally different feel. Not quite as good, but also not bad at all. Solid movie.
No, it's in its own rights. Yeah. Solid movie.
And then after that, like, shoot, wow, okay.
Not so sure about that.
We got Badlands coming up on the 7th. We're going to check it out. We'll be here to let you know what that one's about. But for now, we're moving on with our Halloween list, and we're going to move to The Cabin in the Woods.
Indeed, we are.
This one was directed by Drew Goddard. This was an early appearance by Chris Hemsworth. You got Richard Jenkins in there, a face you recognize. Sigourney Weaver is in this one, and a whole host of others. And it's really best known for, again, its high concept idea of the classic teenagers in the woods
Yes,
and then coming to their grisly fate. But boy, the grisly fate in this one is a nice twist. All
indeed
right.
it is, and the lead
Gen
up,
Z.
the pace to it is perfection.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah. No,
pace, the pacing.
it's good. Gen Z. What is your generation getting out of this?
So, being Gen Z and living in the time that we do, all we're flooded with is horrible horror movies. Just terrible
There's a
movies, and
couple of
it's
good ones.
a couple, but most of the stuff is ranked right below, like, The Monkey. That's a funny one, but not higher quality movies. And it's refreshing to see something that's somewhat recent, because when did this movie get made? 2011, if I remember correctly?
Something like that.
In the
2010, 2011.
2010s,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So it's nice to have something that's actually a modern classic. And the reason that I like this movie specifically is because it's a spoof on bad horror movies, but it does it so well.
But it's got a
And it's
good
got its
horror
own
movie
concept as
underneath.
well.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not just a spoof. It's not Spaceballs with the merchandising. It's it's just
Spaceballs too.
oh, we're excited.
Okay.
But moving on. It's got its own concept, and it does everything well. It has great characters, and it's got really great monsters. And I don't see a whole lot of talk about the monsters online. There's some, but the monsters specifically, I'm like, yes! Like, and they do a lot with the monsters near the end of the movie, but seeing seeing the monsters kind of singled out would be kind of cool. It's just all the concepts is
Yeah.
the point. So moving back to you, what do you think about this movie?
So when this movie first came out, um, twist endings were the thing to go after.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what this did was it put a twist on a twist on a twist. So the first twist was it's going to skewer typical slasher films. Right. And so you're like in on the joke. You're like, okay, I see what's going on. We're getting
Mm-hmm.
the band of teenagers together and they're
And
going
they're
to
gonna
go
go
out
out in the
to the
cabin.
cabin and all what could happen. Right. So, but then what happens is we very quickly learn there is a corporation behind the cabin in the woods. Everything is being videotaped, everything is being set up. These kids are walking into a trap that they don't know about. So now you're intrigued. Now you're saying, well, that's a twist. And they elaborate on this and they do a really great job
They play
skewering,
they play into this
yeah,
hard.
corporate America right along with the campy slasher films, right? So that was twist two. Twist three is the very end when the kids discover the secret and the ones that have survived actually get into the corporation who's sponsoring all the monsters. And there's a whole story. We're not going to spoil all of it, but I will tell you that what you're talking about, all the monsters at the end, there's a massive escape of all of the monsters
Mm-hmm.
from where they're kept and it is glorious. It's
It is an
fantastic.
exceptionally
If
well done.
you're a monster kid and you haven't seen this movie, check it
You
out.
must. This is an
Absolutely.
absolute must.
It was kind of an instant classic as soon as it was released, and it's very solid. So that brings us to movie number three, maybe the greatest horror movie in the running of greatest horror movies ever made. The Thing.
By John
This
Carpenter.
is John Carpenter is the director. This is Kurt Russell. This is Wilfred Brimley. This is Keith David, Richard Dysart. It's got a loaded cast, and I'm going to say this about these movies: the cast is kind of everything. And
True.
when you get talented, memorable people playing roles, you're going to have a higher quality film. And that's not to take away from new actors or new faces because
Not at
they
all.
can be as dynamic and watchable as somebody that's, been in 100 movies. But the quality of the individual means everything. And
Absolutely.
you could take any one of these three movies and replace the cast with, less talented people and the movies would not have been the same. They just wouldn't have been. The Thing, I think, is the best example of that. So you have a team of scientists They are stationed in the Arctic at is it Murdo or McMurdo
I don't
Station?
know the name.
It's a real base, a real
Either way,
station, and this is a group of what is it, 8 guys up there,
something,
scientists,
I guess.
and they're by themselves in the Arctic, and
Mm-hmm.
they only have themselves to depend on, and they have all of their supplies and everything that they need to get through, their station up there, the length of time that they're there. But you get a lot of the solitude, the loneliness. They play into the monotony of it all, and this is a perfect backdrop. Plus, it's a snowy winter backdrop, which is perfect because your outdoor options are limited. You are literally trapped
You are trapped inside
inside.
because you've got no
Okay,
better chance outside. And just for the just so that we are clear, we are discussing the original The Thing, not the 2011.
that went without saying.
I believe so, but
Okay,
I'd just like to clarify.
well, you said 1982.
Did I say I
You
didn't say
did, and we said
1982.
directed by John Carpenter.
I
So
did. We did. We
that's
did.
this is the
This is the
thing,
thing.
not that other thing.
I just have to clarify because I absolutely despise that movie.
Wow. Okay.
So moving on.
All
Now
right.
you know how I feel
Did
about
not
that.
do the original justice.
No.
The original it wasn't even the
I believe
original.
I believe the
It's based
2011.
on another film, based on a book. Um, so
Either way,
it's an interesting story with its own twists. Um, this is John Carpenter's best movie, I think, in my opinion, and that's saying something because we're both John Carpenter fans, big JC fans. Okay, um, what is Gen Z getting out of this movie?
so along with horrible horror movies, we also don't have a lot of mystery movies either,
Mm,
and a lack of well done mystery movies in general. Mystery is a hard thing to get right. Aliens, also, simple concept, very difficult to get right as well. And the way he did this movie, John Carpenter, the way he made the setting and just everything, the creature itself, the alien, it was exceptionally well done. Even the way they introduced the alien with the guy, the chopper shooting at the dog that's not really a dog.
this is how the movie opens.
This is how it opens. This is the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
How they introduce the
pulls you
creature.
right in because you're like, what is going on?
Exactly. And in fact, he actually says, just a side bit here, the Swedish guy, he is saying to them that is not a dog, it's an alien, but they can't understand him if
Right,
you translate it.
right.
So I'm sure everybody knows that by now. But if you didn't, that's something cool
Yep.
that I was not aware of until recently.
Ah,
In any case, the creature itself and, like you said, the actors, it is fantastic. And for Gen Z, it is so refreshing to have a movie that is just about the creature and the concepts because there's a lot of, dare I say, messaging in a lot of horror movies. There's a lot of that we can go without of. There's some bad movies with, bad
there's
monsters, bad concepts in general, horrible actors. Well, and by horrible actors, I just mean in this specific movie. I'm not actually saying, I'm not hating on the actor, the person themselves. I'm just saying
the role. Is that what you're saying?
the role. Thank
Okay.
you. Either way, this movie, just like Predator, it holds up. It's a classic, and it does justice in every way to the actors, to the creature, and just overall, with every one of these movies, in fact, you can take this creature and these concepts and make a million different stories. It is not just limited to this specific movie or a series or what have you. You can make a million different types of stories with all three of these movies because the concepts are just that good. So, that's what Gen Z's got. Like, it's just nice to have something that's exceptionally well done with the creature, and the way they did the creature, well, where it assimilates into other creatures, or it mimics other creatures. If you've played the game Among Us, which I'm sure everybody on the planet has,
Exactly.
that's the inspiration. The Thing was the inspiration for Among Us. I would imagine. I mean, I don't know if the devs have officially said that, but
well,
it's
no,
clear.
it's based on a
It's-
Russian card game.
It's based on a Russian card game.
Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah. So
Okay, I did not know that.
yeah, no, Among Us started off as a game called the Werewolf game. and it's a party game. And people, well, it's a long story. And then it turned into an online phenom called Mafia, and then it turned into Among Us.
Okay.
But
I did not know that history.
yeah,
Well then.
there we have it. A little side trip. Um, so I'm looking up right now. The reason I'm looking down is I'm trying to remember who did the special effects for this one. And his last name is Bodden. I know that. Um, but
I believe it's Rob. Rob
is it
Botton.
Rob? It is Rob Botton.
Yes.
Okay,
So.
and I wanted to give him credit because
the special effects in this movie.
it is truly gripping. It's horrible, and it's
in a good
it's
way.
a great no, it's a great example of physical effects, which you hear a lot of debate about these days: CGI versus physical effects, and man, all physical effects win almost every time. So getting back to the beginning, you have this chopper. It's shooting at a dog. They come from a Swedish base, and all of a sudden, they make it to the American base because the dog is trying to make it to the base, but these guys don't know that. Moving on quickly, they wind up. The helicopter blows up, and it kills the Swedish pilots. The Americans adopt the dog. They put that dog with their other dogs.
In the base.
What this dog turns into is amazing. It is gruesome. It is horrifying. And then that's just the beginning. What you said about movies that build up tension slowly, John Carpenter knows how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes all the way to the end, where it's just fantastic. It really keeps you on the edge of your seat. It really does. It never lags. It never lets you down. And it's got one of the absolute greatest scenes in horror movie history. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen this movie, because I know that a lot of the younger viewers haven't. So this one, check it out. I'll also say this: these movies are not super scary.
Okay.
These
are not going.
We say they're Halloween movies, but these are not the scariest movies. These are the best movies. These are the most
These are the
fun,
most entertaining movies. These are
exactly.
you're sitting down, you got your popcorn, you got your soda, and you're like, hit me with the good stuff, and that's
Right.
it. That's the good stuff. All these movies.
And we'll at some point we'll do movies that are considered scary. We debate this all the time. What is a scary movie? That's it for our triple review of Predator, The Cabin in the Woods, and The Thing. How many thumbs up do we give that one? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, more.
14.
Okay, yeah. All thumbs up. All the thumbs.
A lot of thumbs.
These are great movies. If you're looking for Halloween inspiration, any one of these three, all of these three will do the trick. And we got more episodes coming before Halloween. I will say that we are planning out some special XANDZ videos. We're going to be reviewing the Welcome to Derry series when that releases.
Indeed.
We're going to be doing a few more a couple more triple episodes we're going to try to get to before Halloween. Also, stay tuned for our weapons review. Mm-hmm. That one releases on HBO on the 26th, I believe. 24th or the 26th. This coming Friday. And we've seen it. We've got the goods. All right. So stay tuned for that. And until then, I'm X with your Gen X perspective.
I'm Z with your Gen Z perspective.
And we thank you for watching.